I was shocked when I got my bonus check, but I got all this stuff and these diamonds.
There's been a mistake.
Alright guys, sorry if you can hear me, I'm having a...
I was shocked when I got my bonus check, but I got all this stuff and these diamonds.
There's been a mistake.
Give me 1 second, okay? I'm working on this. Alright, if you guys can see and hear me, please let me know. Sorry, I'm using Streamlabs for the first time and it's been a little bit weird. So if you guys can hear me, can you please let me know in the comments? Hey Prep, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, once again, sorry about the troubles. I'm using this Streamlabs and it's been weird getting it all set up, but yeah, I think I'm good now. Just so yeah, please let me know in the comments if you guys can see me and hear me. So anyway, if you are on, thanks for being here. Again, sorry about the technical difficulties. You know, baby steps though, like I said, but we'll get it. Anyway, yeah, today's gonna be a little bit of a different stream. I'm not gonna be sharing any of like my bartending tip money, anything like that. Today's gonna be a little bit different. I just kind of wanted to do a little bit of something different. You know, I like live streaming, but you know, I can only do like a certain amount of you know, tip money and all that. Plus, I don't want to bore you guys to death with that. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I'll kind of start the stream a little bit. I'll wait for a couple more people to jump on, and yeah, and then I'll do a couple of different things. Like I'll go over. If you guys can see, I have my this side. I have my bar set up right behind me. So I'll kind of show a couple of like bartending tools, some kind of cool stuff like that. And then I'm actually gonna do something very different today. I'm actually gonna do my attempt at scam baiting. So I have an app on my phone, basically with an app on there where I can basically spoof a number and I can go after some scammers. So kind of want to do that. The reason why I'm gonna do this is I think it'll be fun. Number one is it'll be fun. It's something different. All works. All looks now okay. Okay, good. Yeah, sorry, it's just the new streaming software I'm using, but I'm incorporating some more tools. Want to get some more views on here. I can do some really cool stuff with this platform, so I'm looking forward to it. But the reason why I kind of want to try scam baiting is just because it's something I can do. Like, it's kind of cool. I can have some drinks or something, kind of talk about cocktails, and at the same time, I can do something that I think is kind of worthy of my time. Scam baiting, unfortunately, is like a $29 billion annually scam that goes on. Unfortunately, it happens too often, um, and it happens all over the world. You hear about it most commonly from India, but it does happen all over the world, honestly. And I can honestly say that from what I know, even the Indian people hate it. So yeah, it happens all over the place. But yeah, last year 29 billion people were scammed in some form or another. So I think it would be cool to do that. and I'm just looking forward to it. 5.8 billion of that 29 billion came from the United States alone. So, that could be your mom, that could be your aunt, that could be your next door neighbor that's getting scammed. So, if I can call these scammers kind of waste their time, and kind of give them a taste of their own medicine, I'd be more than happy to do it. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. So I hope you guys enjoy it. That'll be a little bit later on. I'm still gonna wait and hopefully get a few more people um, on this. So hopefully we can get some more people viewing this live stream. So anyway, if you guys are on, how are you guys doing? How's your day going? How's everything like that going? Like I said, I'll start calling some scammers here in a little bit. I just really want to give a few minutes. I'll hopefully get some more people watching this. This is what I'm going to be enjoying today. Ballast Point. It's a watermelon Dorado, a double IPA. So if you guys don't know beer, IPA is a pretty strong beer. India Pale Ale. Double IPA is even stronger. So let me see what we have to turn that. No, the other way. 10%. So this is a 10% alcohol based volume. So it's a pretty strong beer. Ballast Point is out of San Diego, I believe. Yeah, San Diego, California. So they're a really cool brewery. They make some really good beer. Ballast Point makes a Sculpin IPA. It's one of my favorite IPAs. I don't like it on bottle, but I really like it on draft. But yeah, Ballast Point's good stuff. So if you guys ever see them on draft, give it a try. Ballast Point's really good. I like it. I've never tried this one in particular. I'm all about trying new beers though, so I'm gonna crack it open and try it. So cheers, everyone. Wow, that's actually really good. I like it. So I'll show you guys a little bit what I'll be doing on my next streams, on my live streams going forward. I'll be having at least one of these beers while I do whatever I'm doing. So here's another one, Full Circle Brewing Company. Um, this one's a vanilla milkshake IPA. So I'll be doing that one maybe on my Thursday live stream when I talk about my tip money and all that. So that'll be an interesting one. I also have, this is really interesting. This is by Toppling Goliath Brewing Company. Doesn't say where they're from, but Strawberry Shortcake Fandango Kettle Sour Beer. Check that one out. That's interesting. So yeah, that'll be really interesting. So yeah, I'll be trying these on the next live streams going forward. I also have a Passion Berry Peach Puff Tart. It's passion fruit, blackberry, and peach. That's another really interesting one. Would you guys try this? Is this something you guys would try? Let's see, prep. Going good, work is good. Heading to Japan, then Thailand, January, February. Oh, nice, for work. Okay. Yeah, more than likely, I'm gonna be delaying my trip. I actually have to do it before July. I have unlimited changes to my trip. If I get it done before July 31st. So more than likely, I'm gonna be postponing my trip. Um, I already was told at the nightclub that they don't want me to miss more than one Wednesday, which is the busiest night of the week. So he said the only Wednesday he can afford to kind of lose me for is one Wednesday. So I don't want to go to Thailand or anywhere just for 10, 11 days. It's not worth it. It's like a 21, 22 hour flight to get over there. So nearly a day in transit. To be there for what, 9 days, 10 days, and then have to um, to come back and do like another 21, 22 hours, it's just not worth it. I want to lose one day getting over there and one day coming back. To be over there for like 10 days, 9 days, it's just not worth it in my opinion. So I'm probably going to be postponing my trip to, I'm actually thinking around January or February as well. I'm actually really thinking for January, maybe be out there for my birthday. I think that would be kind of cool. So I actually might be out there in January. So if you're out there in January, probably late January, I might see you out there. It'd be cool. All right, I just want to give it a few more minutes to see if anyone else jumps on here. This is a brand new time I'm trying this on. I've never streamed at this time before. It's been 2 weeks that I stream at my Thursday time frame, but this is a new time for me. So I'll give it a few more minutes, see if anyone jumps on here. Um, yeah, I said, I still got to play around with these times and all that. We'll get it down, but yeah, I just got to find a solid time. I'll go over some of my bartending tools and all that. Obviously, you guys all know this is a shaker. This is actually one that I only use at home. I don't use this at the nightclub or at the hotel, just because this one has kind of this on there. This is great for home. Top it off, shake it up, then you remove the cap and you can just pour it directly like that. That's great and it makes it really easy. However, it actually would slow me down in a nightclub. So I prefer my old shaker. So yeah, I don't use this at the nightclub. I don't use this at the hotel. But at home, it's great. It's a great shaker at home. So yeah, you put everything in here, then you cover it up, you shake it up. I'm sure most of you know that already. What else do I have here? So this is for like a strainer. So this will go right over that. So that's how it look. Basically, you can push it down. The springs underneath it work. You can push it down and then you can pour out of it. It keeps the ice from coming out, but it keeps everything else in. I mean, it keeps the ice in, but it lets everything else out. So once you shake everything, you can pour it this way. Yeah, that's kind of what I do at the nightclub, or I'll just use both of my shakers, the top and the bottom part, and do it just right out of the tin. That's actually what I do at the nightclub when I'm all about speed. It's just the fastest way to do it. So yeah, so I use these two. Obviously, you have your muddler. This is what you muddle for mojito. In an old fashioned, the only thing if your place that you make them at calls for like a sugar cube, you'd muddle a sugar cube with the bitters in there. Other than that, mojitos, you use this for mojitos, different drinks like that. But yeah, a muddler. If you're using fine ingredients, basically you'd use this. I don't really do that at the nightclub. We definitely wouldn't use this at the hotel. There might be some seasonal cocktails that might call for this. Like I was making when I first started, I think there was a drink with basil leaves in it. So we would use this to catch the leaves, but to let everything else go through it. Again, I haven't used it in months though, and I think at home I've never really used it much. Um, this is a bar spoon. If you notice, it's actually quite a bit taller than a regular spoon, like from your kitchen. And this is a shorter one too. They're normally actually a lot taller than this. But yeah, basically a bar spoon you use to mix it. Keep in mind that like Manhattans aren't supposed to be shaken. Personally, I was taught vodka martinis can be shaken, but gin martinis should never be shaken. They should always be stirred. Some will argue that vodka and gin martinis should all be stirred. So sure, but anyway, that's what you'd use these. You'd stir that in. The old fashioned as well. Like you don't shake an old fashioned, so you use a bar spoon to stir it. It's all in the wrist action. You're not supposed to, you're not supposed to kind of move your entire hand. It's all in the wrist. But yeah, and then also you see how it kind of has these little twist in it. Believe it or not, you can actually use those to layer a drink. So if you're making something that's supposed to have like a layered top, you can actually use this to layer it. Like a B52 shot where it has three different layers, you can use this to layer them. And if you pour it towards the top of the spoon, like where my fingers are, the liquor will actually drizzle down to the bottom through the spoon, and then it'll keep that cool little layer. So yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but you can use that part of the spoon for that as well. Um, and the last one I'll kind of talk about is your jigger. So this is your measuring device. The top part, this is 1 ounce, yeah, and then the top is 1.5 ounces, right? Where does it say? It doesn't say, but yeah, 1.5 ounces on top, 1 ounce on this one. This is a measuring device, so a lot of like the chain restaurants that you go to, Applebee's, Chili's, um, any place like that, Red Robin, Outback Steakhouse, I guarantee you that they're probably going to use these just because they're a big chain and I guarantee you that they have their employees use this. If you go to like dive bars, if you go to places like that, they might not, they might use it, they might not, it just depends. But yeah, a lot of places use jiggers. It's just a measuring tool, honestly. I was really against them at first. Believe it or not, the casino I worked at didn't really enforce it. the first bar that I ever learned to bar back and bartend at. They didn't really enforce it. Um, so um, so yeah, I was really against these jiggers at first. Now I'm actually kind of thinking that it's actually a pretty solid idea. I've had at my nightclub, they do enforce this. They actually make us use this at the nightclub. And the hotel, we do use it. Now, the boss has said that he's okay with us not using it as long as we know our pour counts are right. But because at the hotel, we get a lot of regulars, a lot of people that are like ambassadors, which means they stay at those properties a lot, and we just really don't want any issues with them. So I use it just to kind of cover my butt, so they know that I'm actually doing the proper pour in there. Um, so a lot of times it actually backs us up a lot. But at the nightclub, I've seen it happen where I'll make the drink right in front of them and I'll say it's a Jack and Coke, right? And I'll pour it right there, Jack and Coke, and then I'll pour it into the drink. And when they watch me make it, they're like, "Oh, well, that bartender over there doesn't use a jigger." And I'm like, "No, I share a bar with him at least once a week. Like he always uses a jigger." But because they may have never visually seen it, they think that maybe you're a new bartender, or they think that you're not taking care of them as much as the other bartender. So this kind of could back you up and say, "Hey, look, I use this every single time. You're getting an ounce and a half, or you're getting an ounce every single time. I promise you." Now, what the nightclub owner does kind of encourage us to do is to do a tail, right? So we'll fill it all the way to the top, and then we'll kind of let it drop into the drink and pour for an extra second. That's called a tail. He will allow us to do that, and customers love to see that too. But yeah, anyway, it's to cover our butts. Let's see. Those are some handy gadgets. Yeah, and that's honestly a really basic kit too. That's a really basic kit. I have more stuff that it came with, but at those I do take to work with me. Like it came with the tongs for the fruit. I actually take them to work with me. They're not supplied at the nightclub, and I feel like with the situation that we've been going through in the last couple of years, people are still kind of paranoid about germs and whatnot. So I actually use it at the nightclub. It's just my personal choice. It's not mandated, but I and I've had a couple customers tell me thanks for using those, and I've had customers tell me like, "Come on, use your damn hands. If it's okay. I don't care." So it is what it is. But I use that. I have my shaker that I use. That I take with me every single day to the nightclub. Um, I always take my own bottle opener. Um, yeah, and that you should always, as a bartender, you should have at least one in your back pocket. Some people carry like a little, thing right here, and they put it in there. It doesn't matter as long as it's easily accessible for you. Um, but yeah, so you should always have a bottle opener. Here's a trick that most people didn't know. I actually was bartending 2 or 3 years before I realized this. Do you know what this part of the bottle opener is for? The other end? Most people don't know this. It's actually for the pour spouts. So after a few months, if you don't clean these things, they get sticky, especially if you use it on like a blue curacao, on a Midori, on a peach schnapps, anything that's kind of fruity and has like sugar in it. They get sticky and they get very difficult to remove. This is actually to remove that. So you put it in there, and there you go, it's in there, and you can pry it off with that. It's super cool. I didn't know that. I literally was working behind a bar as a barback or a bartender for probably 2.5, 3 years before I learned that. So that's really interesting. Um, let me see. So was James Bond right? Technically, no. Um, I'd have to watch it again though. But he actually does say, shaken, not stirred. So he's actually acknowledging that it's normally supposed to be stirred. So technically, when you shake a cocktail, you're actually doing a couple of things. You are watering it down because you're shaking it on ice, so it's going to water the drink down. And also, you're kind of shaking it around, so you're basically watering the drink down. And if it is a citrus drink, like if you have like sweet and sour mix in there, if you squeeze like fresh lime or lemon in there, that can kind of help with bonding everything together. But yeah, other than that, technically no. I would say martinis are supposed to be stirred, not shaken. So unless a customer asks me for a vodka one, I'll usually stir it anyway. Um, and yeah, I just kind of do that just just to kind of cover my butt. And then also an old fashioned, like I said, an old fashioned is always supposed to be stirred, not shaken. When you shake something, it visually changes the color of it too. I had a customer try to argue with my head chef one time when I was taking a lunch break at the other job. He basically told me that you know the chef was telling me that they tried to kind of argue with him and say that an old fashioned has is supposed to have um, an orange in it, muddled in there, and it's supposed to be shaken. And he was like, "Dude, I wish you were here because he was telling me this, and I was like, yeah, no, he's completely wrong. An old fashioned is never supposed to be shaken. Now, what I would have told him is, I'll happily make it for you that way if that's how you want. But number one is it's not supposed to be that way, and number two is I'm not going to make you another one if you don't like it because that's not the way it's supposed to be. And on top of that, that's not the way the menu says it's supposed to be. So do you work a total of 40 hours or more? I think last time you mentioned one job was about 15 hours. So yeah, so the nightclub I only work about 15 hours a week. It's usually about 14 and a half to 15 hours a week. And that's on 3 days. So um, the other job I work maybe about 12 to 15 hours a week on a normal week. There are times like last week that they asked me to pick up some extra shifts. So I think last week I picked up 4 shifts total. So I want to say I worked almost 30 hours. I want to say it was like 27 or 28 hours. So that one was closer to 40 hours. But no, on a regular week where I work about a couple of days a week there, no, I probably work maybe about an extra 12 hours though. So I end up working about 28 to 30 hours on an average week. Um, but that is 5 days a week. It's just my days at the nightclub. I sometimes only work 4 hours. Um, 3.5 hours if it's really slow. And then like I think my longest shift is what 7 p.m. until about 2:30 a.m. Um, yeah, and then my other job is about 6 hours a day. So yeah, normally I would say it roughly equals to about 30 hours a week. And keep in mind, bartenders have some crazy hours. I have many friends in Las Vegas that work 2 different jobs, and they get away with it. I have friends here that coworkers that I work with that have two different jobs, and sometimes they pull doubles. Last week I had to pull a no, the last 2 weeks actually I had to pull a double. So basically one of those days worked at one job, clocked off, had about half an hour to get from that job directly to my next job. So it happens sometimes, but it's very common for bartenders to have more than one job and to pull some double shifts. And if I wanted to, which I actually kind of am looking for it, I am looking for another job where I can do day shifts, maybe like um, maybe like a 10 a.m. to 2 or 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. job or something like that. Theo, do you ever get tired of making drinks every day? Oh, like the same drinks? Yeah, honestly, I do. Um, yeah, unfortunately, I do. And especially like on college night, it's a lot of vodka Red Bulls. It's a lot of adioses. I mean, it's super easy to make, so it's easy sales, and I mean, you can potentially make tips on them, so it's easy. But I guess it does get very repetitive, And on a college night, honestly, that's probably 75 to 80% of my sales. Vodka Red Bulls and adioses. You can throw in some Long Islands every so often. Um, but yeah, for the most part, those are it. Vodka cranberries are pretty common. I would say the last month, sex on the beaches are actually on the rise. I've been making a lot of sex on the beaches, so it could be one of two things. If I'm really busy and someone asks me like, "Hey, I want a fruity drink," and I don't really have the time because I have a long line of people asking me, "I want something fruity. What do you recommend?" I'm not gonna go through and say, "Do you like vodka? Do you like whiskey? Do you like tequila?" I'm just gonna say, "Okay, you get a sex on the beach," because I'm really busy. If I'm not really busy, I'm happy to kind of sit there and say, okay, what do you normally drink? Do you like vodka? Do you like tequila? Do you like gin? Do you like rum? And I'll make them something that I can personally recommend. But if I'm busy, it's just gonna be a sex on the beach, like by default. So yeah, that's just something that's always gonna happen that way. So maybe that's why sex on the beach is kind of getting a little more popular because if I'm busy and they want something sweet or fruity, sex on the beach all day. That's what I kind of give them. Or tequila sunrise. That's a really easy one too. At the other job, it's more. I would say off the cocktail menu for the other job, old fashioned's really popular. Margarita's really popular. Um, and there's an espresso martini, but I've only made a few of those. So honestly, I would say those are the two: old fashioned and margarita. Margarita, I mean, you can kind of do something interesting to kind of keep it a little interesting. You can ask them if they want a strawberry margarita, a blood orange margarita. You can ask them if they want whatever you have. If you have mango puree, you can offer a mango margarita. Um, you can ask them different stuff like that and try to keep it a little bit more interesting, you know. But yeah, I guess you can say I do get tired of making the same drinks over and over. What about the ones that don't know what they want, like my friend Justin? Yeah. Oh yeah. And again, I hate to say it, but on college night you get quite a few of those. And like I said, it comes down to it. If I'm busy and you're asking me like that, you're gonna get something. You're gonna get something like sex on the beach, tequila sunrise, or something easy like that. Again, if I have time though, I'm more than happy to ask them. You know, what do you normally drink, and kind of go from there. But yeah. But if you're gonna, and especially after for the first round, if you're gonna be asking me, hey, what about this Moscow Mule? What about this whiskey mule? Anything like that. And then they go through and ask me about like 4 or 5 different cocktails, and then at the end they order like a Corona. I'm just gonna be like, okay, next time you ask me that, you're just getting a Corona. Don't even bother me with that. So it doesn't bother me if I'm not busy, but if I'm busy, I'm just like, okay, come on, you know. Yeah, again, this is a beer I'm drinking right now. It's a Ballast Point Watermelon Double IPA. I like Ballast Point a lot. Sculpin IPA is one of my favorite beers. So, um, yeah, I like them a lot. It's actually pretty good. It's smooth. To be honest with you, you can taste the watermelon in it, um, but you can't really taste that it's a double IPA. And this one's 10%, so it's pretty strong for a beer. But yeah, you really can't taste it. It's pretty smooth. I give Ballast Point that. They make some good beer. Theo, I know you're a beer person. I don't know how long you've been watching the stream, but that's one that I'll be trying on probably Thursday's live stream. Strawberry Shortcake Fandango. It's a Kettle sour beer. This is a brewing company I've never heard of, so I'm gonna try this on one of my live streams. I also have Passion Berry Peach Tart. It's passion fruit, blackberry, and peach. This is another one that I've never heard of this one. Um, Illa Vanilla, I think. Full Circle Brewing Company. That's another one I'll be trying during a live stream. I think it's cool. There's a liquor store near me that sells like off the charts, like off the wall, um, beers like that. So I'm happy to try different beers like that. I first saw your videos when you quarantine in Thailand. My buddy is out there always doing it big, making me second guess staying here. Um, are you in Thailand right now, or where are you at right now? Is it Rumpel? Um, yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Yeah, my channel grew a lot. Like my channel grew a lot when I was in Thailand. I got monetized out there. I did a lot of I did a video every day out there. So my video, I mean, on a daily basis, I was doing anywhere from my videos were getting probably 800 to 1200 views a day, and like I said, I was doing a video every single day. So I had a cool little routine when I was in Phuket, Thailand during or yeah, Phuket, Thailand for the sandbox thing. Basically, I would wake up every morning. I had to go to breakfast every morning. It was mandatory, and then they would scan your app for the Thai government app, like the barcode, basically to say that you are actually there in your hotel where you're supposed to be. And then I'd have breakfast there. I'd go back to my hotel room. I would edit my video from the day before, and then I would post it onto YouTube, right? And then I would basically go to the swim up bar around 1 p.m. and I would be right there when the swim up bar opened. I would be there, have lunch there. If you got Thai food, it was super cheap, so I'd have Thai food there, um, and I would have a couple of beers, like 2 or 3 beers, and then I would be there for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. Get out of the pool, go walk around, do something different in Phuket. Maybe go to a different beach, maybe go to a different restaurant, whatever was open. A lot of stuff wasn't open yet, because tourism was still for the most part shut down. But yeah, I would just try something different, and then by the nighttime, I would go and have some coffees because alcohol sales weren't allowed. So at the time, so because of restrictions. But yeah, and there was a place I knew that I really liked over there. So, but yeah, it was fun. But my channel grew out there big time, so I appreciate you watching this whole time. It means a lot. But yeah, ever since I came back, my channel just went like that. I think my viewers are just like, oh, you're not in Thailand no more. Unsubscribe, 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 unfollow. So I'm trying to build up my channel little by little again. So, hopefully these live streams will kind of get me back there. I just got to play with the times and everything. Like right now, I only have 4 viewers, so I just have to keep doing this consistently, hopefully, and build a more a bigger following. But yeah, hopefully I'll get there again. You could review different beers. Yeah, prep. That's actually something I really enjoy doing. I like beers a lot. I'm a draft beer guy. I'm a craft beer guy, I should say. So, as you could tell for the belly, it's not that good for me, but I like my beers. So that's actually kind of cool if I ever got sponsored. That's like my goal. I would love to get sponsored by like a whiskey company or like a beer company, and learn all about them and the brewing process and all that. But yeah, that's awesome, and that's kind of why I incorporated like at least one per live stream just to keep it going and try it. I live in USA. Cool. Yeah, me too. I'm in California. I got my bartending started in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now I'm in California right now. I don't know how long I'll be here because it's just too expensive here, and I'm trying to buy a condo eventually. So I'm looking at other states, but for right now I'm in California at least for this year. How many different beers have you tried when you travel? Do they have different brands or names? Yeah, definitely. The sad part is I couldn't even tell you, but I've tried so many different beers. Because I was in the military, I was in the Navy, so I got stationed in Japan when I was 18 years old. So in Japan, I was there from 18 years old until 20 years old, like 20 and a half. And then I've gone to port visits in Hong Kong, Singapore, Dubai, Thailand, South Korea, Guam, Hawaii, Australia, if I haven't mentioned that, and then another part of Japan. So I got to try all kinds of different beers. In Japan, chuhais were very interesting. Chuhais are like, I guess you can say, kind of like flavored beers. But yeah, I tried different ones over there. I think it's called Sapporo, something like that in Japan. Sake is obviously very popular over there, which by the way, I tried it warm one time and I didn't like it. It just freaked me out. Um, yeah, in Thailand, there's Prep. You can probably help me out on this one, but there's Leo. There's is it Chang beer? There's Tiger beer. And I know there's a couple more that I'm probably missing. I actually got to try one that was a local beer that was made out of like rice grain or something like that. It was interesting. It was good, but it was interesting. Um, when I went, I didn't really get to see the bottles sometimes that I got at bars or restaurants because they weren't legally supposed to be serving alcohol. So I was getting them in like coffee mugs or something kind of. So it was hard to see what I was actually drinking unless you can go to a 7-Eleven and buy it. And actually in my hotel room, there was a few times where my ex-girlfriend, she brought over friends and we were drinking in my hotel room. So we would get beer and we would just go and drink in the room and stuff like that. So yeah, I've tried all kinds of different ones. Believe it or not, in Hawaii, I actually really like a beer. It's called Land Shark Lager. It's around the U.S. Unfortunately, it's really difficult to find it on draft. I guess at least in like California, Nevada, and stuff like that. But in Hawaii, a Land Shark Lager, I loved it. It was my favorite out there. Any place that had Land Shark, I fell in love with it out there. You can find it in a bottle. Don't get me wrong, but it's just a little different to me. Um, but yeah, I got to try beer from everywhere, and like I said, it's a beer thing, and yeah, I would love to get sponsored by like some beer company. But I just have to keep working on my channel and getting it to grow. Um, Leo beer is my favorite in Thailand. Asahi, yeah, you're right. Asahi's one from Japan. There you go. But yeah, Leo beer is good. Um, when I first got there, I kind of liked Chang a lot, but Leo started to grow on me like towards my second half in Thailand. And then keep in mind also that when you go to like Thailand, for example, if you stick to local beers, it's a lot cheaper. But if you stick to imported beer, Corona, Heineken's, you're gonna pay more because they're importing it. So that import cost is gonna come back and roll back to you. So it's actually better when you're going somewhere to try the local beers. You're gonna get them so cheap out there. If you go to 7-Eleven, you can get like a Leo or a Chang. Gosh, I can't remember, for probably like 50, 60 cents US dollars. Um, hey Justin, how you doing, buddy? Singa, Chang, and Leo were the only ones you tried. Okay, yeah, I think those are the main ones, but I want to say there's at least one or two more that are popular in Thailand. Um, oh, sorry, I missed a comment. I should connect you with him, or maybe you might know him because he's a big spender, always in Pattaya and Phuket. Do you know a name, or is it a YouTuber? I may know him. But yeah, I'm always happy to connect with people. What's up, Justin? Hope you're well, buddy. Thanks for being on here. It means a lot, buddy. Thank you. What drinks do I have behind me? Oh, so this is actually a little mini portable bar that I have. So, it's, I would say about 3 feet long, 3.5 feet long. But it's portable, like literally it folds up and goes into like a little carrying case. It literally folds up and it compresses all the way. So it's super easy to, to take along anywhere. So if I ever wanted to get into like be a mobile bartender, like for parties, events, and stuff like that, I can easily do this with this bar right here. And this right here, it lights up. It has LED lights too. So this all lights up. It has a cover. I have more alcohol behind it. But yeah. Um, so in this one, that's a Smirnoff vodka. Yeah, Smirnoff vanilla vodka. You can make some cool shots with this one. You can make like a pineapple upside down shot or drink. You can make a pink starburst drink or shot. So you can make some cool stuff with this one. So it's very versatile. It's super easy. That's why I have a little like less of it. I don't really use it unless I'm making like specialty drinks or shots at home. Like whenever I have relatives over and I'm making shots or stuff. But yeah, um, and that Smirnoff is like gluten free for those of you that care about that. But yeah, that's that one. I also have, I think I did a shout out on it on my last video, but now you can actually see the bottle. That's Smirnoff, another Smirnoff one. Um, that's the spicy Tamarindo vodka. This is really good as a shot by itself. So it's really good as a shot. Everyone I've always like I've always offered to try it has said that they actually really really like it. So this is a good one. Um, and to be honest with you, this one if you put it in sangria like the soda, it's super good just by itself. You don't even need to be a bartender for that. Literally, just put a shot of this or however much of this you want. Add sangria. You got a drink right there, and it's really good. And again, I had like my sister try it. I had her husband try it, and they were both like, "Wow, this is really good." Like my brother-in-law was like, "Dude, I don't even drink like mixed drinks, but this is a good one." So yeah, this is a good one too. Can you make one? I don't have ice or anything right now, so I probably couldn't make a cocktail right now. But um, all right, I'll tell you guys what. I'll have a shot of the spicy tamarindo vodka. You guys are a bad influence on me, but it's my day off, so I'm gonna pour this, but I'm gonna pour it away from my computer. All right, so you guys can see it's a full shot. I did a full shot. This is probably one that it really doesn't matter if it's chilled or not. It's actually really good one way or another. Um, so yeah, it's like I said, it's a good one. So I'll have it vodka, spicy tamarindo vodka, popular in Mexico, and I'm surprised it's not in Thailand yet because I noticed Thailand likes this type of thing. But yeah, cheers, guys! Again, thank you guys for being on here. As you can see, I finished it. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. I love it. This is good stuff. I should make some cocktails with this one or some cool shots with this one because it's really good. I'm actually kind of wondering now how a margarita would taste with this one. It has a little bit of a kick, like a spice to it, not a lot though. It's not overpowering. Um, looks like water. Is it real liquid? Yeah, yeah. Trust me, it's real. But it's vodka. Keep in mind, vodka is usually clear. Unless it's infused with something. Vodka is always going to be clear. Um, I don't want to dox him, but first name is Dan on 40. If that rings a bell, he's not a YouTuber, just a filthy rich wild man. I feel like a lot of people in Thailand do that. They go and they have money and they just go in and spend it and enjoy their time out there. Because keep in mind over there, I mean, what do they call them? The 2 week millionaires, whatever. With people that go out there and have a blast for 2 weeks. Yeah. Yeah, Lantrick is the main, but no, actually, I don't think I know of a Dan. Maybe I do, but it doesn't ring a bell though. Um, Lantrick is the main party beer at the moment here in Ontario, Canada. Really, that's awesome. That's good. I'm glad to see Lantrack's getting going around because it's a good beer. It's actually a really good beer. Um, Lantrack is solid. Yeah, it is. I just wish I found it on draft more often. I really do. But I'm sure in the beach areas like Hawaii, where I found it, I'm sure that's where it's popular. All right, let me put this back here. Check out these shot glasses. These were actually left at my other job, at my hotel job. They were left by a guest, in a room. So like housekeeping brought them down, and I just took them. Oh well. They're really cool though. They're shot glasses. Like a dummy, I ran them through the dishwasher at work though. So I feel like it kind of made the exterior a little bit weird, or maybe it's supposed to be like that. I don't know. But yeah, they're definitely not supposed to be dishwashed, high heat and all that. But yeah, they're awesome. They're really cool shot glasses. So I took these in a heartbeat when I saw them. Um, yeah, and then that's something else I have here too. This is from my trip last year. Cabo San Lucas, or Los Cabos is kind of what it's called a lot too. I went there last year. I have a video actually out there. I did a video every day. There was even a couple of days where I did two videos in a day, I believe. But they're a really good one actually. Out there in Los Cabos, it's super muggy. It's very very humid, but it's a really fun place. I did an all-inclusive resort, so I paid a lot of money, but I basically got all you can drink, all you can eat at the hotel I was staying at. So you get like a wristband, right? And with that wristband, it's all inclusive: drinks, cocktails, shots, everything. So so yeah, it was a really fun place. And to be honest with you, I was kind of surprised at the alcohol. Like I thought they would only be giving you well stuff, but I went to their swim up bar and they had Jack Daniels. They had like names like that, So I was kind of shocked. I thought it was only gonna be like, bottom of the shelf, bottom barrel, whiskey, bottom, crappy tequila and stuff like that. But they had some decent stuff for the price. So it was actually it was a good one. I would love to go do the the all inclusive resort again. It would be fun and going with a good crowd. Um, Actually, there's a couple of you guys on the stream that are local to me. We should do an all inclusive trip, 3 or 4 days out there. It's only like what was it, like a 2 hour flight, I believe, or 3 hour flight. Maybe it was 3 hours with the time difference, but yeah, it's like a 3 hour flight, and honestly, it's all inclusive. And they had Mexican food, they had Italian food, they had like fast food. So if you're at the pool, at the main pool, you can get like hamburger, hot dog, nachos, stuff like that. Um, every day of the week they had like a different theme. Like one day was taco night, the other day was like movie with a all you can eat buffet. Then they have a regular buffet that's always included. So it was worth it. I mean, I drank so much every day. And then when housekeeping does your room, they refill your mini fridge with beer too, with Tecate beer. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, 100%. If you guys are local with me, want to go, that would be a really cool trip. Especially since I'm more than likely postponing. I have to do that after this, but I'm more than likely postponing my Thailand trip to probably next year, probably January. So I want to take another little vacation this year, maybe only 3 or 4 days. When you're bartending, how can you keep track of college night when people try to sneak drinks? You know what? The last 2 weeks we've had a big problem with that. It's kind of a pain in the butt. I had a table like, okay, so I share a bar with another bartender on Wednesdays, right? And say my well is on this side, and then his well is on that side of the bar, and in the middle we have a area where people can come up and order drinks, and whoever gets there first between me and him are going to help people, right? Um, if they're my regulars, I'll let them come up to my well and order from me directly, right? But if you're not a regular, it's like, hey, get in the main line. Anyway, right next to my well there's the very first table that's right there, maybe 5 or 6 feet away from my well. And there's been a problem for 2 weeks in a row now where people are coming up and ordering like two cocktails, and they're trying to give the second one to an underage minor. And 2 weeks ago, I caught one of them. I couldn't find security anywhere. I told my bar back. My bar back had to run over there and kick the person out. Last week, I knew they were doing some shady stuff. They all had their backs turned to us. They were doing some crazy stuff. And unfortunately, I couldn't find security again. So I had to get my bar back and be like, hey, look, these guys are up to some shady stuff. I have a big line. I can't babysit them, but I know they're doing some shady stuff. And he kind of got behind me and watched them for a while, and he caught them immediately. He went over there and bounced one of them. Then about 20 minutes later, I was like, hey, this guy's over with that group too. And he just ordered two adioses. Sure enough, he goes back, thinks he's sneaky, tries to put another one in a water cup. So it happens a lot, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, we have to be vigilant with that. That's why if we know someone's kind of shady, we can keep an eye on them. But it's really tough when you have a long line of people trying to get served. I would say at least 15 to 20 people at a time trying to get served. And on top of that, you're babysitting a table. So I just wish security was kind of on it a little bit more. Maybe they were busy. I heard there was a big fight on the dance floor. So I'm not saying they weren't busy, but I think they need to be a little bit more vigilant, you know. So yeah, it's tough, and it definitely impacts my sales when I'm not over here smiling and kind of giving them my attention because I'm looking over here from the corner of my eyes, you know. So I know it's impacting my sales, and I know it's impacting my tips too. So it's kind of a crappy situation. Um, Not to sound weird, but are those shot glasses salty? Oh, you know, actually, I don't know. To be honest with you, um, I actually haven't had a shot out of them yet. And the only reason why I haven't, I guess I should, but the only reason why I haven't is because that's probably at least, I would say 1.5 to 2 ounces in there. So if I had a shot out of that, I'll be drinking quite a bit. But you could be right. Honestly, I don't know about these. Like I said, someone just left them at the hotel. They could be though. They're interesting. They're really interesting. Do you deal with Karens? Yes and no. For the most part, I'm really, really fortunate that where I work at the nightclub, I get a lot of regulars that actually take care of us. You know, if they see someone causing issues, they'll go and get security on their own. They'll let me know, you know. So I'm really fortunate that I get so many regulars that take care of us and honestly have our backs a lot. Unfortunately, though, you do get stupid people that do try to cause a scene once in a while. I would say most of the time it's on Wednesdays, college night. You know, 700 people in there. Um, you know, it gets crazy in there. So yeah, you do get some stupid people on there. Um, but yeah, it is what it is. On Saturday, I had a guy come in. He was probably about 35 to 40 years old. He came in there with two ladies, came up to me, ordered two Sex on the Beaches and one, I want to say it was a Mick Ultra. And I made the Sex on the Beaches, gave him his Mick Ultra. He gave me his card, ran it, was printing the receipt, turned around to give it to him. And I see the girl just scribble. So it doesn't put a total. So that means no tip. That when they just scribble their name and don't put anything. So I knew already that you know, it was gonna be that way. But he didn't tip me, and then he goes, "You didn't give me a lime." I go, "Okay, well, you didn't ask for a lime." He goes, "Well, I want one for my beer." I go, "Okay, Mick Ultras normally don't come with lime unless you ask for one. If you ask me for one, I can get you one. I'm not gonna expect to give you one if you don't ask for it for a beer that normally doesn't come with it, you know." So I gave him a lime, put it right on top of his Mick Ultra, and then he goes, "You didn't give me salt." I go again. Mick Ultras normally don't come with salt. You want salt? No problem, but you need to let me know. I don't know unless you ask for it. So I gave him salt. He made a giant mess all over the bar with the salt. I just got a shot glass and probably gave him about a third of the way with salt in it. And he put salt everywhere all over the bar. And yeah, he made a giant mess. So it kind of ticked me off. And on top of that, he got my receipt. So here you go, and dropped it into the sink with water in it. So I ignored him. He came back to the bar about 20 minutes later. I ignored him. The other bartender actually had to serve him. And the other bartender came up to me and was like, "Yeah, this guy's a douchebag." I go, "Yeah, he is. You're right." Luckily, he did something stupid at a table, and the security guards were already watching him. So, yeah, luckily he wasn't there that long. Um, he's not the 2 week millionaire version like me. Real multimillionaire. He's out there year round, yachts, etc. You see him around his age, which is why I mentioned maybe connect. Yeah, 100%. That'd be cool. You know, when I go out there, I like to have fun. I like to do different things. Um, you know, it's yeah, I like my, you know, I like my cocktails. Yeah, I like my beer, but I'm not gonna go to like a foreign country and just sit there. You know, I want to do different stuff every day. So, um, yeah, 100%. I'm 100% down for that. Especially someone that likes to enjoy their time and have fun and do different things out there. Yeah, that'd be cool. You know, especially for cool stuff that I can possibly put on YouTube and all that. You know, but yeah, 100%. I understand because of privacy concerns and stuff. If it's easier for you, I do have my email listed under the description. That's probably the best way to contact me, so you don't have to put his information on here if you don't want to. But yeah, I'm 100% down for that. Are you going somewhere else in Asia since no Thailand this year? You know what? I actually thought about going to the Philippines or Vietnam instead, but right now, since we're still kind of short staffed at the nightclub, and my boss said that he really can't afford to lose me for a vacation for more than like 10, 11 days at a time. So it's tough, you know. I don't want to go to like Philippines that I've never been to, or like Vietnam, even Thailand. I don't want to do it just to go spend 21, 22, 23 hours in transit, get there for 9 or 10 days, and then spend like another 22, 23 hours in transit back to the US, you know? In my opinion, it's just not worth it. going for like 12 days and spending 2 of those days in transit, 2 of those days probably being completely jet lagged, you know what I mean? So I would love to go, but it's probably highly unlikely this year just because of being short staffed at my main nightclub where I make most of my money. So next week I'll be in Las Vegas, so that'll be cool. I'll be in Vegas for a couple of days. I basically found a round trip flight for $38, 38 US dollars for a round trip flight from Southern California to Nevada back to Southern California. So I jumped on it. I got a comped room at one of the hotels out there. I've never stayed there, so that'll be cool. I just had to pay for the resort fee, so it came out to like $67 for 2 nights, and that's just for their resort fee. That's another thing, guys. If you ever go to Las Vegas, keep in mind that they do have hidden resort fees. So, say you go to like Caesar's Palace and you get a room for $220 a night, right? You can pretty much guarantee you're going to have a $44, $42 resort fee added per night on top of that. Plus, they charge for parking. So, just keep in mind little things like that when you're planning a trip to Las Vegas. Vegas is cool. Vegas is a lot of fun, but there are some hidden fees there, and it can come out pricey if you stay at one of those hotels with resort fees plus pay for parking and stuff like that. Um, so probably not Asia this year. I would say Thailand in January, and what I can do this year is probably do some like shorter trips. So I want to do Dallas probably next month. I want to do Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, sometime within the next couple of months too. And I'll probably plan a couple of Mexico trips this year. I've already done Mexico City. I've done Los Cabos. I'll probably do a couple of, I don't know, maybe I do Guadalajara. Or I can do like Puerto Vallarta. I've never been there. So there's a couple of things I can do like that. Um, so that's probably what I'll do this year. I'll never say never because anything can happen. But yeah, for right now, I'll probably stick to that. And I'm gonna have a sip of this because it's getting warm. So what are your guys' thoughts of this scam baiting thing? Do you guys think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a crappy idea? Um, I explained it a little bit at the beginning, but I'll kind of explain it a little bit more. Basically, I want to do more live streams just to build my channel up more. Um, because I'll be doing these weeklies. I'll be playing with the times to get on a set live stream schedule, but I want to see what works for my viewers, what gets the most views, and I have to get my views up. I really have to get my views up. But what do you guys of scam baiting? Basically, the reason I want to do scam baiting is I think it'll be fun and interesting. But last year, $29 billion were lost to scammers annually. Um, that's a lot of money, 29 billion. And on top of that, um, 5.8 billion were from the US alone. So there's a lot of money being lost to scammers. There's a lot of scammers out there. So yeah, I think scam baiting would be fun. I have an app on my phone where it'll hide my number, and basically I can basically call them from a spoofed number, a fake number, and I can kind of waste the scammer's time. I think that would be good. But yeah, what do you guys think of that? Does the language in different places ever make it an issue? It depends on where you're at. Everywhere I've been to, I feel like they at least spoke very, very basic English. Japan was probably the one that I would say there was not as much English spoken. If I went around the base, around the Navy base, they at least knew basic English because they see a lot of us every day. Um, but the further you went away from the base, the less and less they spoke English. So um, I would say Japan, it was somewhat of an issue, but we had to go through an orientation when we first got to a different country. Um, and that kind of taught us like basic English. They taught us like how to say like, "Hey, I'm trying to get back to Yokosuka Navy Base." I had like a little card where I can show them like, "Hey, I'm trying to get to a train station to get back to Yokosuka Navy Base." So I mean, they try to prepare us as much as possible. But Japan was probably the one where they spoke the least amount of English. Hong Kong was actually decent English, but that's not surprising because it was ruled by primarily English countries for a while. Um, South Korea, I didn't spend too much time there, but I don't think it was a major issue. There was at least basic English. Thailand, actually, because of the influx in tourism, I felt like it wasn't a real issue. Now, if I went to villages in Thailand, I guarantee you it's probably a bigger issue. But in the cities or in like Bangkok and Pattaya, Phuket gets a lot of tourism now too, so I feel like it actually wasn't an issue. Most of them spoke at least very basic English. So for the most part, I would say no, it actually wasn't a big issue. It's better that you do pranks in Mexico that is close to you. What kind of pranks do you think would be a good idea? Um, I played around with my camera last time in Mexico, and it didn't look like anyone really cared that I was making a video. I mean, I wasn't intruding privacy, and I wasn't doing it like inside of bars or anything. But like when I walked on Avenida Revolucion in TJ, it was pretty crowded, and I was, you know, visibly holding my camera in my hand, and it didn't seem like anyone cared that I was filming. So yeah, it didn't seem like it was a problem. But what kind of pranks do you think would be good for Mexico? Yeah, I want to watch one scam baiting and see what it's all about. Yeah, I'll probably do it. I'll probably do it in like 4 or 5 minutes. I'll try calling a couple of scam centers. Um, I found a couple of discords that are for scam baiters, so I have some numbers here that I can try, and we'll see what comes up from them. Um, some of the most popular scams that are out there, uh, um, them pretending to be Amazon. That's a huge one. You'll get like an email saying, hey, we're Amazon Prime. You've been charged $799 for an iPhone 12 or an iPhone 11. If you did not make this purchase, please call us back at this number. And most people kind of freak out. Number one is it's probably going to your spam email, so check that first. Number two is people kind of freak out and say like, oh crap, I got charges, and they don't actually check their debit card or their bank statement. They call that number immediately, and then they'll kind of say like, okay, what's your name, and then they'll kind of go over a script. They'll say, well, how much was the charge for? And you tell them $799, and they're gonna go through their script, and you won't even realize that they're not asking you your name. They're not asking you to verify something from your account. Um, yeah, and then from there they try to get you to connect to your computer, where they'll connect to your online banking, and they kind of do all kinds of scams like that. Um, I actually know a lot of information about it because I've been watching YouTubers for a while. If it does well, I'll actually go into more detail next time. But yeah, there's like an Amazon Prime one. There's all kinds. Let me see what's the other one. What is the other ones? Yeah, the Amazon one. That's when it's coming up right away. Oh, the insurance and your car insurance is being scheduled. I'm sure you guys have gotten those calls saying that your auto warranty is about to expire. And then when you ask them like, well, what kind of a car do I have? And they're like, sir, it's your car. You should know. I'm like, well, you're calling me. You should be able to tell me what kind of car I have if you're telling me my car's it's about to expire. Norton Antivirus is another one. Best Buy Geek Squad. There's so many scams out there, and unfortunately, they get people every single day. So, um, yeah, see, I'm seeing one. An Amazon order placed for in-ear headphones of $299, and then they give you a number, and they're doing that through text message, not even the emails anymore. Geek Squad's a big one that I've seen lately too. So yeah, it's unfortunately it's happening, but here actually let me see if I can get a hold of one right now. I have a number that was just posted. Let me find it. Yeah, I have a couple right here that were posted. Here, let's try one, okay? So basically, I'm using an app that'll change my voice, and I can spoof my number so they don't know what number I'm calling from. So I'm gonna call and just say, um, let me see what scam this is. I think it's an Amazon scam. Yeah, there's so many on there though. So here, let's try to call this one real quick and see if we get through to anyone. So, but yeah, it actually has like a change voice, so you can change your voice like male, female. So like it'll change my voice to a different like male voice. It has like a female option too. So you guys won't be able to hear that because it's gonna do that through my phone, but they're hearing it on their side. So let's see if I can get through to one now. And I'm gonna put voice changer. So it's setting up the call right now. Sorry guys, it's setting up the call still. This might not be a good number. Keep in mind that there's other scam baiters that are trying to do this, so they might have shut down this number already. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so that's not getting through. So let's try another number. There's a lot, don't worry. Let me go back. I'll find some numbers. Anyway, though, so you guys have never seen anything like scam baiting, channels or anything basically happening like that? When was this put? 8 hours ago. Here, we'll try this one.
Please leave your message for 21.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know the time difference too, but from what I understand, the scammers work like round the clock to basically, try to get scams and try to get money around the clock. So from what I understand, they do that quite often. Um, Here's a tech support number. That's another popular one, tech support. So they'll have like a website, right? It could be like Norton tech support. I don't know what Norton's website is, but it could be like Norton tech support, and they'll put like Norton dot tech support or something. So when you Google it, like their website will come up with their legit one, and when you click on it, it'll say call us. Your computer's infected with the virus. Give us a call immediately to fix this or whatever. And they do stupid stuff like that. Um, so that's another popular one. Let me see if we can get that. That was just posted 12 hours ago and it says it's working, but let's try it. You guys went quiet on me. Either you guys are interested in these calls or...
The number you are trying to reach is no longer in service.
Okay, yeah, so you keep in mind these are like these fake numbers, like VoIP services. So when they start getting spammed, they can immediately shut it down. Uh, all right, I'll try one more. If not, I'll give this a break for a while because I'm losing you guys.
Please leave your message for...
Okay. All right, I'll work on this next time and we'll get some better numbers. But at least from what you guys are saying, it seems like this will be a solid idea. So next time I'll try this a lot more. So I'm sorry for being unprepared for this. It was my first time trying this. So at least I know you guys are kind of interested in this. So next time I'll try it and I'll make sure I have some good numbers. I'll try the numbers ahead of the stream and make sure they're still active. I had a list of them. I guess they just, other scam baiters must have kind of got to them already. So that's a good thing. That's actually a really good thing. That means that they can't be, at least they were temporary out of service and they couldn't be scamming people. Because unfortunately, they go after the vulnerable. And a lot of times that ends up being the elderly that doesn't know any better. If someone if someone says they work for like Geek Squad or Amazon and they're asking to connect to your computer, most of us on here can probably say, yeah, something doesn't sound right, something's not right. But unfortunately, a lot of people that might be 75, 80 years old, they might not know any better. And that's who they kind of try to go after a lot. So, um, yeah. So if their numbers are getting shut down, that means that they were already getting spammed, and that's a good thing. Um, so yeah, next time I promise you guys I'll have some numbers that I know are active and working. I found a Discord channel, so yeah, I'll get on it. Speaking of it, guys, I made a Discord. Right now it's primarily for bartender talk, but I would love to make one that's just like a general chat room and stuff like that too. So if you guys want to join my Discord, the link is in the description. Join my Discord. I'd love to be able to chat with you guys, have a general chat on there, anything like that. You guys can ask any like bartender related questions about traveling to Thailand, any other place, Mexico. I'm happy to chat with you guys. But if you guys are interested in join my Discord. It's just created, so there's no members in it yet. We'll build it up though. It's gonna be a fun environment. But yeah, feel free to join and yeah, that'd be a great thing. But yeah, anyway, I'll probably call it a live stream in about 5 minutes. Like I said, I'll do some more research on this, make sure I have the scammers ready to go, the scam numbers ready to go. But the feedback has been positive for that it'll be probably interesting. If you guys have any other feedback on my live streams, what I can try, what I can talk about, stuff like that, I have a lot of ideas. This is my first stream using Streamlabs. I'm actually using a Streamlabs for this live stream right now. It's a cool setup. It's a little bit different, um, but it has my chat box still. It's telling me what you guys are doing. Um, I just realized I didn't have my alerts set up, but there's alerts that tell me like when someone like subscribes, anything like that. Um, so yeah, it's ready to go. I just need more viewers, so I need to work and get my more viewers up, and then I'll have different things. So I have a wheel that's going to be going, so I can incorporate a wheel. Um, Actually, you guys could let me know if you see this wheel right now, but um, let me know if you guys see a wheel come up. You guys see that the wheel came up? So yeah, that wheel right there it has different shots on it. So once I have enough people on here, I can do like a spin. I can do this, actually spin this wheel, and whatever shot it lands on, I'll have to take a shot. I can have guest bartenders on here. I can do all kinds of stuff like that. I can do cool stuff with the scam baiting stuff. But yeah, I just need some more viewers before I do any of that, you know. But yeah, if you guys could see the spin wheel, let me know. But yeah, again, I have some cool ideas for the stream. I just gotta work on my viewers. Yeah, definitely do the scam baiting or record at least one, but not on the live stream. Then tell us the next live stream. And oh, okay, yeah, I got you. You're right. I could do a video of it too, see how it turns out. That way, I'm not wasting anyone's time on a live stream by not getting through it. So I can try to do a video of that. And by the way, I did do a day in the life of the bartending. Okay, cool. I'm glad you saw it. Thank you, Prep. I did do a day in the live stream after my last live stream, a day in the life of a bartender, but unfortunately it was so slow that there was no drinks made in it. I did show like, when I have to get there, I count my money, I set up the bar, but unfortunately I didn't make a single drink in that whole video, so it was kind of boring. So I don't really want to post it. I'll try to do it again tomorrow. Maybe I'll have some more customers and go from there. But yeah, I didn't forget. Trust me. It just unfortunately there was no customers for cool drinks, and I didn't get to do anything with it. So I'll try again this week. I'll make some cool videos. I'll probably do a margarita video too, like strawberry margarita, blood orange margarita, a couple of different margaritas like that, and go from there. Um, Other than that, I'll probably end it here. Um, I'll do my research for the next one. My next stream, as of right now, is on Thursday at my regular time. That I'll talk about my bartending stuff. I'll talk about my tips and everything, and I'll come up with a cool subject for that. I may do another one before then. I'll see. I may not. I just have to see how I can get this scam baiting going for the next one. If I can get it going sooner, I'll plan another stream. If not, Thursday will be my next one. It's already scheduled though, so you know, yeah, it's already scheduled for Thursday. Again, though, I really appreciate you guys' time. Thank you so much for being on here with me. It means a lot to me. Um, Again, I'll do my research and I'll be more prepared for the next one. But at least I have Streamlabs set up. So Streamlab is set up. You can tell I have my cool little stuff here. But again, thank you so much for everyone. Prep, Theo, Justin, Rumpel, I appreciate all y'all. Thank you so much for being on here. For the other ones that jumped on and off, thank you so much. I appreciate it. More fun live streams to come. It'll be more fun next time, I promise. Just thanks, and I'm still getting used to this live stream thing. Keep that in mind too. But yeah, thank you so much for everyone. I really do appreciate it. Please drink responsibly. Please do not drink and drive. Any input on what kind of videos I can do, I'm all ears, so let me know. But yeah, again, just